Okay, so sorry, my cat is crying in the background. Now we're gonna talk about the John Cena. Um, I like everyone else kind of thought maybe we're gonna get like a him and Logan Paul thing because I think that would be a really really cool matchup. But I do think they're going with the Royal Rumble first. That's fine. I want to see Cena in the Royal Rumble. We're good. Also, very interesting that we saw Nikki Bella last night in the crowd. Obviously, we know her connection to John Cena. I wonder if she finally did sign a legacy deal, a Legends deal, because they did refer to her as Nikki Bella. As we know, she hasn't been referred to that because she never signed the deal. Da, 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 da. You know the whole thing about the Bella twins, but and with all the other things going on in the Bella's family, just it was great to see her. Very happy to see her. And of course, I would love to see Stephanie. I was at WrestleMania this past year, and having her open the second night to me was just very fitting and very, like, I don't know. I like her. I know that everyone likes her. You know what? But this is my channel. I can talk about what I want on this little corner of the internet, right? All right, back to John. It was a great promo. John is a great promo. Like, he knows what to do in that ring, and he is so beloved in that ring. It is so clear they love him. And I'm excited to see what they are going to do on this tour. I think it was interesting he planted to see that he will not be a world champion during this last run, because I think it opens it up to him being one, quite honestly. I think, like, putting in seeds of doubt is a very important thing on this tour about what will or will not happen. And I think everyone's speculating, but yeah, I think it did what I have to do. I'm excited to see this tour. I think December, whenever his official last match is, it's going to be a little sad because he has said he will not come back. I joke, I feel like retirement in wrestling is like really just taking a long vacation, because does anyone truly ever retire from being a pro wrestler? I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, the main event. We need to talk about this because boy oh boy. Actually, no, before we talk about that, I want to talk about how they used the other wrestlers during the show, and I really did love it. I loved seeing them like celebrate. I felt like that part of it, what I loved about that was it made it feel like not just a celebration of the company, but this acknowledgement that these are the people day in and day out that have made this company so successful, right? Like the writers, producers, everyone backstage, absolutely. But if you did not have the talent to do what they do, they wouldn't be so huge. So I love that. I loved seeing them celebrating. I loved seeing them having fun. I love seeing all the photos of them walking the red carpet. I just love that acknowledgement. And also, like I said, the acknowledgement of the legends of this business who have done it all. I will say one of, I think, the most glaring omissions from last night, and I think we know why, because I think it's the same reason why we didn't get him at WrestleMania, quite honestly, is Stone Cold. I mean, I will say something, and I think I'm going to break my corner of the internet, and everyone's going to hate me for this, but I truly believe, and I'll just put this here because I talked a little bit about my feelings of The Rock. Is The Rock the largest, most, like, mainstream, successful pro wrestler ever? Yes. I would argue, though, that Austin's legacy to this business is bigger and more important than The Rock's. That is my opinion. And I also love a good cat dad as a cat mom. So take what you will, but I think I'm very sad we have not seen him. I think he deserves a big triumphant moment to see it come back to what in his era. And he did work his butt off during his time, when you hear about his time on the road, he gave up marriages, yes, there's some other stuff in his past that, sorry, my light keeps going up, but I think we can hold space for all he did for this business. And I think he's more deserving of that moment than Hulk Hogan. And I don't know why we don't have Broken Skull beer as a sponsor, and we're getting whatever Hulk Hogan says. Like, it should be Broken Skull. And I want Poncho. I want Poncho on an episode of Raw. And Macho. Macho can come too. They're kind of a package deal, I guess, now. All right, with that, sorry, that's my tangent for the night. I promise you. It's 3+ hours, guys, and I need a lot of coffee this morning. All right, the main event. Let's talk about it. CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I think I said in last week's video about Raw, I knew this was going to cook. They did such a good job in that last promo, making sure that we all knew how important this match was going to be. I think it was great. I feel like they could have done a little bit more, but I feel like this is not the last match. Even though I really thought we were going to see Seth Rollins win. Like, I feel like this was going to be Seth's storyline going through, through Mania. Can you see them at Mania? I'm a little, like, I just felt like this was going to be the next story arc for Seth and CM Punk. With that, though, maybe not. But it cooked. It was great. We'll see what happens next. I loved them both in the match. I will say personally, I think Seth did the go to sleep sometimes. Like, there were a few times of his ones. Like, there was one that my husband was like, ooh. Like, he saw the go to sleep in a different light watching Seth do it than he has when he watches CM Punk. Now, to be fair, CM Punk throwing someone over his shoulder, picking him up and doing the move at his, he's not a spring chicken, okay? Let's just be honest, he's not. He's amazing. He's still really good in the ring, but, I can see him being, it's harder the older you get, okay? I'm older. I'm 37. It's hard. Like, doing pageants, it's harder at my age than it was in my 20s. But there was something about seeing Seth do that move that was just like, oh, like, yeah, that thing, that has to hurt. That has to hurt. And even my husband felt that way. Loved it. The crowd was hot for this match. The crowd was into it. And you really, I think, again, they did a great job of telling a story in the match. I think what you saw in that match are two people who truly know how to build a match to tell a story. And I'm sure they had really good producers. I want to give, the people backstage credit, too, because, it takes an army. But I think you have two minds in that ring together who know how to communicate well with each other, show the best out of each other. I love the use of each other's finishes. I just overall was really, really happy and proud of that match. I think they did a great job. I think it was a wonderful way to kick off on that show. And with that, I think overall, Raw on Netflix was firing on all cylinders last night. And I'm so excited to see what this new era is going to bring and mean. I'm excited for next week and seeing some of the matches there. We know we're not seeing Roman again for 2 weeks or wherever he told Paul backstage. But yeah, it was just so fun, so great, so many wonderful things. The energy, the bigness, it just reminds me why I love this form of entertainment so much, because it is grand. It felt like a WrestleMania almost. And I would love to hear from people who are actually in there, because I know what it feels like to be at WrestleMania and the collectiveness of that experience with other people. And I feel like this had to be really close to that. So it just made me itching to get to my next live event, quite honestly. And they are coming to Buffalo in March. And yeah, guys, don't you feel like Mrs. New York should be in the Queen City at WWE Raw? I think we need to make this happen. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure out a way to make this happen. All right. With that, this is part 2. Thanks for hanging in there. There's just so much to talk about. I had to give this 2 videos just to get all my feelings out. I'm going to go work out because I'm going to Vegas in a couple of weeks and I need to look cute. I will see you all back on Saturday morning for the SmackDown review. And I hope let me know your thoughts, opinions, feelings, all the things. All right. Bye.